Hey everybody, it's Lo and welcome back to my channel, Lo Without Limits. In this video, I'm going to share with you some at-home shoulder exercises. So if you want to see that, then just keep watching. If you watched my video a few weeks ago on my current gym upper body routine, I did mention that my big goal is to just get back to lifting, get back to feeling good and just being in the gym. But my more niche goal for the time being is to really work on rounding out and developing my shoulders. So with working out, if you want to tone an area, what you can do is work on building that specific area through targeted exercises and movements that are specific towards those muscles, such as for your shoulders, your front delts, lateral delts, and rear delts. But you can't spot lose fat. That is just going to require working out and eating healthy in a little bit of a deficit, enough for your body to begin to lose fat, but you can't target reduce fat. So if you do want to lose fat from your belly area or from your arms, you just have to lose fat overall, and it's up to your body of like where that wants to happen. For me, it just automatically leaves from my butt because my body says you don't need that, and I'm like, but I want one. What you can do is build the muscle underneath, so that way you don't have to lose as much to be able to see the muscles that you want to build. To build your shoulders, to have nice round shoulders, again, you have to work on the three areas, so the front delts, lateral delts, and rear delts. And because they are smaller muscles, you don't need to go crazy on the weight. So for these exercises, I will be using dumbbells that I stole from my mom. She's had them for probably the entire 26 years I've been alive. Sorry mom, your dumbbells are gone. But they are super light dumbbells because again, you don't need to go to the gym and have the entire gym weight rack available to you. But if you don't have any dumbbells, we'll be showing for a few exercises alternatives that you can do with resistance bands. You can even use soup cans. So I know it's one of those old things where you can even use a soup can to work out. You can actually do that for your shoulders because you don't need a ton of weight, especially as women. I don't want to say that as like, oh, we're weaker, like whatever. I'm usually lifting 5 pounds in the gym when it comes to my shoulders. I'm not like a guy that's trying to like push up a ton of weight. So yes, you can go a little bit lighter. And if you do want to make it more difficult and you don't have more dumbbells available, if you only have a 5 pound set or you only have your soup cans and you want to make it difficult without spending a ton of money on dumbbells because they're ridiculously expensive, which is why I stole them from my mom, then you can just go slower in the tempo, or you just increase your rep range a little bit. Then you will get a good effect without having to go spend a bunch of money on more weights. So without further ado, let's get into these shoulder exercises. The first one is probably the most well-known shoulder exercise, and it is just the shoulder press. So this one you can go a little bit heavier on. Again, if you don't have heavier weights, you can just do more reps or really slow down the tempo. So for these, you're gonna make sure that your back is nice and upright. You don't wanna be hunched over when you're doing it. Really, you don't wanna be hunched over when you're doing any exercise because then you're building muscle in the wrong place and will just hurt yourself in the long run. You'll stand up nice and straight. You'll have your shoulders almost as if there was a string kind of pulling them out and down. If that makes sense. You're gonna start with the dumbbells right at your shoulder, and you are just going to press up, shoulder press, and then slowly back down. And as you're doing this, you really don't wanna be moving from your entire body because then it's not a shoulder press, it's like a whole body press, and you're not really getting the benefits for your shoulders. Sometimes people like to sit down at the gym, or you can sit down at home, grab a nice chair, not like a super cushy chair that your body will fall into, maybe like a sturdier chair, but sit or stand. And when you're standing, really brace your core so your body's not moving, so your ribs aren't popping out, and go nice and slow. Now, if you don't have dumbbells at home, again, I'm going to show a few different alternatives that you can do with resistance bands if you have those available. Resistance bands are also a bit more affordable, especially when they come in sets like how mine does. So if you don't have any equipment, then definitely resistance bands are the more affordable option. So for these, you're going to step on the bottom part, have your feet nice and stable, and hip distance apart. You're going to start again almost like your shoulders are being pulled out and down, starting here and holding it right at your shoulders, same as if it's a dumbbell, and kind of backing your head up a bit so you don't get your nose, pushing up. And resistance bands also provide a different way of working out, because with the dumbbells, a lot of the movement is coming from pushing the weight up, and then you can kind of, while you need to still have good form, you can kind of just like easily come down, whereas resistance bands do provide a bit of resistance throughout the entire range of motion. Another shoulder press alternative that I personally love, because it does help work on your rotation, and I just think it feels really good, but you do need to back down in the weight a little bit since it is a longer movement, is the one that I showed in my current upper body gym routine, and that is Arnold presses. So for Arnold presses, you're actually gonna start with the dumbbells facing you, have your arms a little bit out, you don't wanna be squished in there. And as you go up to press, you're gonna have the same end as just a regular shoulder press. As you can see, my palms are now facing outwards instead of facing me. So that is the end. And then when you come back down, you twist. It's a bit of a twist throughout the entire exercise. And because of that twist, again, you're gonna go lighter, where you're not gonna need to do as many reps. And you're really gonna feel it. Woo! I love Arnold presses. Now for these next few exercises that are flies and raises, you are going to want to really lighten it up on the weights, because again, smaller muscles, doing some movements, so you really don't need a ton of weight. You probably wouldn't be able to get the weight up if you went too heavy, and you want to be able to do the full range of motion, so definitely lighten it up. And if you need to, you're doing it and you're like, actually this feels like super easy, just again, do a few more reps, really slow it down, and then for your next set, you can go up in weight, but start off light. What I have here are the 2-pound dumbbells, and the very first one that I'm going to do are front flies. So for this, you're going to stand nice and tall, nice, strong, braced core. You don't want it coming from your lower back at all. You're gonna hold the dumbbells out in front of you, and you're doing that. You're raising in the front. And this one, again, you want to have your shoulders nice and down, good posture, because if you are coming from up here and doing it, then it's really going to work out your traps, and especially for women, that's probably not where you want to have a ton of muscle. And if you want another challenge, you can hold one out in front while you work on one side, because just having this there in that extended range of motion is giving a little bit of a burn. It's definitely working out the arm while the other one is doing the exercise. And then you can just switch. So without even moving, it is getting a little bit of a workout if you wanted to give yourself another challenge. This one can also be done with a resistance band. So again, we're going to step on it, have our feet hip distance apart, holding your hands in the resistance band about your hip width. Again, good strong posture, and raising them up. The next one is pretty similar to those front flies, but they are front shoulder raises. So this you can also do with a barbell if you're at the gym. So you're gonna start with the weight down at the bottom, hands facing down, and you're just going to raise. You can do alternating, you can do them together, you can hold one up while you do the other, again having that shoulder hold the weight while the other one is getting some reps in, and then switching sides. And these ones are really good for your side delts, the lateral delts, as well as the front delts. Front shoulder raises are, again, another one that you can do with a long resistance band. Feet down, hip width apart, holding the band the same way you were holding the dumbbells, and raising. Going nice and slow. Even slow on the way down. The band really wants you to just like snap back to its original position. But if you really slow it down on the way down, with the bands or with the dumbbells, it makes it that much more challenging. And again, you wanna have the move coming from your shoulders. Don't have your shoulders hunched up where it's gonna be, if your shoulders are hunched and you're doing this, you're gonna probably feel it in your lats and again, your traps. The next one is probably another one of the most well-known shoulder exercises, and that is lateral raises. So for this, again, standing tall, core braced, it's not coming from your lower back. Lighter weights, starting with the dumbbells down at the bottom, and you are raising. You're raising nice and slow, and you will really feel it in your lateral delts, the side delts, which are the ones that will definitely give a more round appearance if that is something that you are looking for. And again, you're not swinging, because this, or using momentum, this is really easy to do. But I'm just burning calories, getting my heart rate up. At this point, I'm doing a lot more cardio than I'm actually working out and building muscle and strengthening my shoulders. So again, by not having it come from your body, being nice and stable, going nice and slow, my shoulders are burning with these 2-pound weights. This is another one that you can do with a band. While not exactly the same, it would kind of be as if the band were a cable machine. So not the exact same movement, but a good alternative if you don't have dumbbells. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna hold the band, give yourself a little bit of slack, hold it out, hold one right in front of your thigh, the other one out, and you can raise. So this you will only be able to do one arm at a time. You will get that same movement, and it's almost as if you're on a cable machine and you're just standing there, pulling it up. Woo. Woo. And if you did watch my gym workout routine videos, you'll know to start on your weaker side if you're doing one-sided movements where it's like you start with one side and then the other to start with your weaker. I didn't do that right now because my left side's my weaker side and I showed you my right side first, but do your weaker side first correctly, properly, and then match that on my right side, even if my right side's like, but I can do more. No, just match it, make them even, and always start with your weaker side, for me, left, first. And another type of fly, especially one that will get your rear delts, which also does really help with nice round looking shoulders. And for that, we will be doing the bent rear delt flies. We have to go against gravity, so we will bend over a bit, bending from the hip. You don't want to bend from your lower back. Hip, strong core, strong back, shoulders out and down, and you are going to fly. And for these, you're gonna have a little bend in your elbow as well. You don't wanna lock them out. Just going straight out, having your hands facing each other. And if you do want a little bit of support on that one because of the bending over, if you have a chair or if you're at the gym and you're using a bench, by having it kind of folded up, and you can lean your chest on the top of the chair like this on the bench, and then have your hands down and flying out. A similar movement that you can do that wouldn't necessarily just target your rear delts, it will get them plus your back a bit more. Even bent over flies will get your back a bit, which is really good if you want to strengthen your back muscles, especially in order to strengthen your posture. But if you want to do it more upright, you can just do standing front flies, almost again like you're on a machine or a cable machine and you are pulling them, having your shoulders down and out, that way it's not coming from your traps. And this is just kind of getting more of your back in general, not necessarily targeting just your shoulders. And because you can't really do bent rear flies with a band, if you only have bands, doing it from the front is also super easy. Again, it's going to target more of your overall back and shoulders versus just targeting your shoulders and your rear delts. So for these, having your hands facing out, and you can do a long band, a short band, a round band, a flat band, whatever you have available, and pulling out. For all of these exercises, the sets and reps will vary based off of you, what you can do, and the equipment that you have, what kind of weights you have, if you just have resistance bands, if you're at the gym. So it really does vary. For me personally, I love just doing 4 sets of everything. I feel like I can really get the best workout out of it, but 3 to 4 sets is best really for any exercise. And the reps for each set again varies on what equipment you have available. So if you only have super light dumbbells or soup cans, you can go a bit higher with these. But if you have some heavier ones and you really want to build muscle, then for these, since they are really just targeted on one area instead of a fuller body exercise, you can do 8 to 12 reps, 12 to 15 reps, really depending on where you are in your programming and in your exercise routine. Switching up your programming every few months is good, just to give your body a new challenge and a new stimulus. So if you've been doing 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps for a while, you're getting really comfortable and you've been pushing 12 reps for all of the sets, and you can go up in weight and you're starting to do that again, then after a while maybe try 12 to 15 reps, or even going down and going a bit heavier, but again, full range of motion, good form. I personally find it hard to go heavier in the weights to do a lower rep number. So I really enjoy doing 8 to 12 or 12 to 15. Again, if you only have super light weights available or you're doing resistance bands, you can even do 15 to 20, like maybe 18 reps for each set. So that does definitely vary on your experience, your equipment that you have available, and your current programming. Something that I have personally been incorporating since posting my gym new upper body workout routine is doing a super set for my shoulders. So I'm gonna show that to you really quickly because it will burn. And I was doing the same weight that I was doing for both of them, but then I was supersetting, and by the end of each set, and then definitely by set 3 and 4, I really had to go lower on the reps. I could not make it because it will really get your shoulders. So let me just show you really quickly and then try it out for yourself, and it's a great little combo. Here's the superset. Shoulder press. Doing your shoulder pressing, you're really feeling it in your shoulders. Shoulders are feeling good. And before, that's all I was doing. And then I started supersetting with some lateral raises. And oh my, by the time you're at the end of these, you are really feeling it. Now try doing that 12 reps of both of them, superset, so it's back to back. Then you take your break and then you do another set, and doing that for 4 sets, your shoulders will feel it. Well, there you have it. There are some simple shoulder exercises that you can do anywhere with just some light dumbbells, some resistance bands, or even soup cans. So if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, comment down below what your favorite shoulder exercise is, and what you want to see more here on my channel. And while you're there, be sure to subscribe. I upload a new video every Wednesday. So until the next one, thanks for watching.